All right, hello everyone. This is Mike Linkenauger here with the Short Sale Specialist Network. I want to thank you for joining me for this Short Sale Mastermind Agent webinar. This webinar today will feature Brenda Rogers of Keller Williams Realty near the greater Dallas-Fort Worth area. And Brenda is a top producing agent in that area and short sale specialist. This time I want Brenda to just kind of introduce yourself. And Brenda, tell us who you are, how you got started in real estate, and brag about yourself a little bit. And I'll tell you what, if you don't brag enough, I'm going to brag some for you, Brenda. Are you there with us?
Oh, my. Yes. Hi, Mike. This is Brenda Rogers. First of all, thank you for inviting me to do this. It's quite an honor. You and I've known each other for a few years now, and you've been a very integral part of building my business. And I am in Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I began my real estate career 8 years ago, and won't give away my age, but a little on the long tooth side for starting a new career. But I love this business, and I especially love short sales. And I work with all the major loan servicers and stay as current as I can on the programs. But I love my clients, and I love helping them out and get them closed.
Yeah, Brenda's one of the agents that is
That's
actually...
as much bragging as I think I can do.
That's what you got to do. That's right. You got to get them closed. Brenda, we worked with her for, gosh, over 4 years now as part of the Short Sale Specialist Network. She's one of the agents who's been getting listing assignments from us since very early on, if I remember correctly. Actually, I looked on the Realtor wall of fame here. These are all of our agents who've closed 10 or more, and there's that old picture of Brenda. She's got a newer picture she keeps telling me to switch to. That's even better, believe it or not. But, yeah, she's closed quite a few with us directly, and that number's old. It's probably a few more higher than that now. But, so, Brenda, tell us about, some of the stuff that you do, your business, some of the ways you're generating listings and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that is a very popular question, and I always have a little trouble answering it. There's not really a short answer, but as far as getting business is concerned, building the business and reputation, I think, has been the most important part of building my inventory and my success rate. I worked as a legal assistant for over 25 years before I became a realtor, so I had a lot of skill sets that turned out to be surprisingly useful. Never would have guessed in the short sale business. And when I first started out, I ran after the pre-foreclosure list, get them listed and sold into the bank, in front of the bank, in less than 21 days, because that's how much time you have in Texas, is 21 days. And I would send out letters, and over time, just by working with the banks and building those relationships, and as the landscape has shifted towards more banks reaching out to more agents, I have built the relationships with the loan servicers, with the lenders, and I'm on the agent locator for Bank of America and Dignified Transition Solutions, and I've got every designation known to man. And networking with my fellow agents and my peers, where I am, we're the largest Keller Williams office in Dallas, and we have about 450 or so agents. And that alone has brought a lot of referral business to me, and I do get a lot of referral business. But I also get a lot of business through the internet.
What percentage of your business is short sales?
Strong presence there.
What percentage of your business is short sales right now, Brenda?
Right now, it is, at this very moment, it's 100%.
Very good. So when you say you get a lot of referrals from other agents,
every
it's
now
because,
and then
I guess, you put yourself out there over the years as a short sale specialist, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And, short sales give a bad rap. They're much better than they used to be, but they do get a bad rap. There are a lot of agents that they are not interested and doing that much work, basically, or they don't have the skill sets. And in Texas, the real estate commission is really bearing down on brokers to authorize their sponsored agents to have the skill sets and experience that is necessary to do this. I mean, obviously, it's not a job for an amateur or a rookie, even though I was a rookie at one time. Obviously, I still had the skill sets. So it is definitely not for everybody, but it's like it's a niche ability that one would have that would help them grow their business in other ways. When I say it's 100% right now, when it isn't, when it's usually about 98%, the things that come along, the ripple in the pond, so to speak, are bigger and better than just average everyday things, and I don't have to go out and find those either. Those find me, because I believe that being a skilled short sale specialist is like being a skilled surgeon as opposed to a general practitioner. If you can do this, the rest is a piece of cake.
That's a really
It makes you a better agent.
So, you know, there's we have a good variety of agents on this webinar and that listen to these. You know, we call them short sale mastermind agent webinars. So, you know, what we're doing, Brenda, we've got agents like you that are just closing hundreds of transactions, and really people that listen to them, obviously the best learn from the best. So we get a lot of experienced agents on here, and we get some new ones as well. And you mentioned, you know, that you basically built up your business to where you don't prospect. You don't have to find people. They find you. What are some of the methods that you really use to kind of just build up that presence over the years? If there's any newer agents that are listening that you could kind of, you know, share some guidance with, some wisdom with.
Well, there isn't an exact recipe. It's the time-honored theory of networking. And networking can be done in so many different ways. It can be done Facebook, social media. Social media is huge help, and just, you know, just your average everyday stuff. It's like an unbelievable connection to the world that we've never had before Facebook. And it's hard to believe Facebook has been around as long as it has now, because it still seems brand new to me. But I use it constantly, and Twitter and LinkedIn, networking with peers. My short sale specialist group on LinkedIn attracts every single day, and it built momentum. People who want to join, and it's not a public group. You have to have a request to join. And as you know, I do filter discussions and people who join, because I try to keep it strictly to people that are truly transparently involved in the process and not just trying to jump on board and get business. So it's a pretty pure as it can be site for that. But that's a form of networking too.
On LinkedIn, right? It's just called Short Sale Specialists. And I'm a member of that group, and she is strict because she only allows about 10% of my posts to actually go live. I want to share on something that Brenda touched on, because you talked about social media. And most of the people that know my story know that through actually search engine optimization and internet marketing in general, you know, I got up over 100 short sale listings within a year, within no time. And I just wanted to show an example of really a good social media tool that people listening to this call should really take advantage of. And this will generate some leads, some business for you. So pay attention. I just Facebooked or Googled Orlando short sale specialists. Now you're going to see a lot of different sites come on here. There's some of our pages on here, but I noticed on the second page something here. We have this Facebook page. This is Bryant Tudis's site from Short Sale Superstars, which, by the way, Bryant Tudis and Wendy Rolnick are our mastermind agents next week. But here's a Facebook page we created a few months ago.
Oh, really?
Absolutely. They're on next week. So here's one we created for Bryant. Now, here's the thing with this. you'll notice it was on the second page of the search engines here. The reason why this got to the second page of the search engines is because the title of it is, look at this here, Orlando Short Sale Specialist, which means the main keyword in here is Orlando Short Sale Specialist. That is more important than anything because every time this page is posted on, it's got that keyword in here, Orlando Short Sale Specialist. Okay, so if it's an active Facebook page with a keyword right away, that is a great way to get your page on the first page of Google. He doesn't even realize this because he just told people yesterday right here, hey, check out my other Facebook page. He doesn't realize that his other Facebook page doesn't even show up on the search engines. So the way to get this to the top of the search engines and get it number one would be for somebody to create this and to actually post on it regularly. And one quick example, and I'll hush up, is here's one. This is just for San Jose short sale. I'm not in San Jose, but just the generic term San Jose short sale has this Facebook fan page, San Jose Short Sale Specialist. It's number 2. But look at this. Here's a Facebook fan page that I created some time ago. And, I mean, look at here. It's a very basic one, but this just goes to show you how having a keyword in the title to your Facebook page is critical. All it took was a little bit of establishing this page, and this is a number 1 first page spot that drives traffic to, we have sanjoseshortsale.com. Those agents know we have thousands of sites or whatever, bunches of sites around. So it's a great way to drive traffic to your site is to just create a Facebook fan page and post something on it regularly. But make sure you have a keyword on there as the title to your Facebook fan page. That is the most important critical thing for search engine purposes, because everybody wants people to find them, right? So, yeah, back to other stuff. I just revealed something, and I haven't even showed it to her yet. This is Brenda Rogers' new short sale lead machine site. Here it is, Brenda, right here. She said she doesn't like the blue, but
work in progress.
We're fixing it up for you. This is literally just done today, I believe. Brenda, here's some other stuff.
Today, yeah, in a hurry, yeah.
ConsiderItSold100.com. Here's Brenda's blog. Now, are you active on Active Rain as well, Brenda? Brenda? I called you Belinda.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. It's
Melinda. That's
Melinda,
okay.
right.
Just call me.
Call you. I like that.
That's
No matter
right.
what you call me, just
That's
call
right.
me.
Yes, Active Rain. Just call me. Yes. Well, you're a perfect example of the point I think that you try to drive home the most, Mike, is how I found you, which I don't even know if you're aware of how I found you, because I'm in Texas and you're in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And when I started building my business, again, I'm sure much like you're just hitting everything. It's the shotgun theory. Drive around, for me, it was to drive around and find FSBOs. My very first short sale listing was a for sale by owner, and it turned out she had 3 houses. I didn't know what a short sale was. Well, once I got a taste for that, because if you're a competitive soul, you'll definitely love winning when it comes to getting that approval letter in your hands. I was searching the internet crazily. Who else knows about this? Who else knows about this? Who else is out there? And I don't really even remember which website I found you on, but I could not contact you fast enough, and put a call in and got one back from JP, just like boom. And we had about an hour and a half, 2-hour conversation, and it was good, obviously, about why I wanted to do this, why I'm doing this, and he's told me your business model at that time and how we could work together. My business in the first probably 2 or 3 years was a good 80% of what you referred to me. And it was the way I got off and running. Without you, I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have been okay, but I do have to give you credit. Your approach to this and proof that you're right, that it is all about keywords and internet presence. It's all about that. And then it's whoever you are, you know, like I said, call me. You're always, at the end of the day, you're selling yourself. That's confidence and integrity in your reputation.
Absolutely.
But you have to have somebody
I think, actually,
to share
for some
that
reason I was
with.
just
And
checking
that's
this
how.
this morning, but here I go, Google Dallas short sale realtors. I wonder if you know who's going to show up right up at the top here. This is one of our sites right here. We're number 2 and number 3. Those are both of our sites. So, you know, we know search engine optimization. I mean, it's what we do. So that's why the big thing,
That's right.
you know, and we're actually officially making this announcement next week, Brenda, but, you know, we're doing away with our whole preferred partner membership thing. And you're already in because you have you're already in because you're a part of the short sale lead machine program. So the cool thing is you won't have to pay any kind of annual membership or anything like that. You're in. All you got to do is keep a short sale lead machine website. So we're kind of doing away with that. But, you know, anybody that listens to these, if you want to get direct assignments from us, you have to have a short sale lead machine site. That's the number 1 requirement. Of course, agents like Brenda, who we love, who we've been working with for like 4 or 5 years, you know, they will still continue to get listing assignments from us here. But we found, you know what my calling
I
is?
hope so.
It's too hard for me to continue to dominate nationally on the search engines. So we found that it's a lot neater for us to just help other agents, you know, dominate on the search engines. And here's a quick example. I mean, this is Brenda's site that was set up today. This is just set up today. Collin County Short Sale Specialists. I think she added as agents as a title to her site, but I just went down, and we've already got her 2 spots on the first page of the search engines today. Look, we've got this one here. This is an ad for one of Brenda's sites here. And this is a post we posted for Brenda on here, and it links to Brenda and Brenda's new site. All right, consider it sold 100. And we even got this YouTube video of hers, which don't want it to automatically start playing. But this is another one that's another first page spot on the search engines that links to Brenda's site as well. So, you know, that kind of stuff, we're better off doing that for other people, you know. Anyway, that probably isn't going to help anybody.
That's an amazing transition. I like it.
Yeah, and people have been real happy lately. Our new sites like these get really good results and work good. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's talk about some lead generation stuff here. Now, you mentioned Bank of America Short Sale Agent Locator tool. Actually, you linked to it on your site. Which I said, oh, don't do that because they're going to go find other agents on there. But, gosh, will they have you at the top?
And I was like, who? Who else in my area are they going to find?
That's right. Well, Bank of America put her at the top.
Well, you know, that's right. And they can't, I mean, that's one that comes to you from Bank of America. As you probably know, you can't just say, hey, I want to be on this list. They drew from their database of agents who had successfully negotiated transactions with them through their equator system,
how they're selected. It has every agent on there who has closed a transaction, a Bank of America short sale using the equator system. I think that's about how they pick people on there. Now, you mentioned DTS too. Now, for you guys that don't know, we'll talk a little bit more about how to get more bank-directed short sale listings. But this year, 2013, the lenders have really taken a different approach to short sales altogether. Okay, it's been gradual over the last year or two, but they are no longer reactive. You know, it used to be, Brenda, you remember this a few years ago. I mean, we would get everything together, get the short sale package together, get in, and we wouldn't do anything for the most part until we got an offer, right? That's when you started the short sale process.
Right.
Now, it's a
Right.
active approach to where they're actually saying, hey, the lenders are saying, hey, give us the docs in advance, we'll pre-approve a price. And now, even more proactive is they're directly seeking agents for all of their homeowners in hardship, right? Many people know that. So it's become about how do I get on and get more lender direct listing assignments. I don't want to get too much into that, but the news of the month is that DTS is now directly outsourcing for Fannie Mae. That means they are now doing short sale listing assignments directly for Fannie Mae, and that is just huge. So, you know, getting in with them is big. There's also broker networks with Chase. Wells Fargo has their own short sale broker networks. Do you get assignments from any of those yet, Brenda?
Chase, Wells Fargo, yes.
So you're in. Yes. You're in with them.
Chase solicits agents. Yeah.
A lot of that is through Equator. There's certain ways to get in with some of them. So one thing I want to mention, a big topic of focus for the upcoming short sale symposium at Sea Cruise Conference, which anybody on here can get info about that at shortsalecruise.com, is that's April 20th through the 25th. One of the big topics is going to be how to get more bank-directed short sale listing assignments, how to get in with these different short sale broker networks. Also, Brenda, you might be experiencing this as well. The other main point of focus is how to stand out from the crowd of short sale specialists. Are you experiencing like, you know, everybody's a short sale specialist now, you no longer have a niche, you know? Have you run into any of those problems? Or? Okay, a lot of
there are more people that are more able, are willing to say that they do have that experience, but the level of experience, and they are out there, but it becomes well, show me the notches on your belt, and I'll show you the notches on mine, you know, because they just don't have the volume. And that's how you stand out. You have to be able to represent yourself because that's what the sellers want to know, regardless of the banks. That's what the sellers, the people that are out looking for somebody to help them out of the situation, they want to know, and prove it to me, how many
that's true too. You got to have. Well, tell me this. You mentioned that it's not as.
But there definitely are.
How is your market right there in Dallas, Texas area? How is your inventory? You know, is it dry?
I think it's from east to west coast.
What's going on out there right now?
Yes, definitely, it's a seller's market.
Yeah, how's
it's definitely a seller's market. Inventory is. We have 3 weeks of inventory. Some days we have 3. Some places 3 weeks. Generally speaking, in this area, DFW area, we have, according to the MLS and the people that track numbers, about an average of 30 to 60 days worth of inventory. So yeah, it's a seller's market, but it is very strongly a short sale seller's market because the buyers are starting to be forced more in that direction because the traditional inventory is even lower. So they're buyers agents who have long stood, you know, proud of the fact that they shy away from short sales, even though it's their lucky day when they find me. They have they're forced into this arena, grudgingly forced into this market, the short sale market. But it's advantageous, I think, because they're seeing that it is less of a scary process than it once was. You are only submitting one offer to the lender at a time.
Yeah. So what about...
Because they'll only review one offer, which was the biggest concern, you know.
On the market, price points, you know, out there in your area, are prices going back up out there?
Mm-hmm.
Prices are jumping
yes, sir, they are. Getting multiple offers.
That's how it is in Florida.
They are jumping up pretty quick, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really
here's
good.
what we're seeing is the inventories. Like
It's amazing.
we're on limited inventories in a lot of the country right now. Very low inventories. Prices are going back up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The big key right now
Mm-hmm.
nationally is, look,
Interest rates are staying down.
absolutely, interest rates are staying out. So we're primed for price increases. And at the same time, though, here's the tough thing: is inventories go down. Us as short sale agents, there's many, many short sale specialists out there now. It's not as big of a niche as it used to be. We have to really work a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times to try to keep our inventories at or make them increase still. In other words, at a time when the whole local inventory has gone down a lot, we have to work to keep our inventories increasing and keep moving forward and not become, subject to having a low inventory. But really, you know what, Brenda, I'm sure you'll agree with this, is it really doesn't matter if the inventory is low if our turnaround time is only a couple weeks and, everything's getting closed and approved. That's incredibly important as well.
It is. It is. I think one of the things that helps an agent stand out, and probably the most important thing that helps you stand out, is being able to display or convey a full understanding of all of the programs that are available to a seller. Government programs, traditional cooperative programs, FHA, VA. You have to stay current on because it changes. The forms
Absolutely.
change,
And for those that don't know,
programs change, they come, they go.
And for those that don't know, half a program for non-GSE loans, that means non-Fannie Mae, non-Freddie Mac stuff, it was extended through this year. The problem is that, a lot of, they have the vast majority of loans. So half isn't as big of a deal as it was before. Really, it wasn't ever a deal. But Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac do have their own short sale programs
No.
now. So like Brenda said, you got to stay on top of all of the different programs and things like that. One of the ways to do that, guys, we got a little bit more time here, is the Short Sale Symposium at Sea Cruise Conference. Brenda hasn't made our first two, unfortunately. We're really hoping she could come out to this one and even be a panelist possibly. But this next one, we have Lee Honish there from Certified Default Advocate Training. Many of you guys know him. Vanessa Liddell. Vanessa is actually one of the original CDPE trainers. She's trained over 7,000 agents in that designation. Of course, we have myself, an agent who needs no introduction. We have Jola Michelle McClintock. Michelle is the resident short sale expert at Harris Real Estate University. We have Bryant Tudis from Short Sale Superstars, a whole host of other people too. We're going to add a lot more speakers to this event. Here's the cool stuff about this conference, guys. I want to share a little bit about it.
And Brenda Rogers with Keller Williams is going to.
What's that, Keller Williams? What'd you say,
Well,
Brenda?
you said if I'd be a panelist, oh, I'm sorry. You said if I would be a panelist, then or I could be a panelist if I would come. I'll come.
You'll come? You're going to come? All right. We might have Miss Brenda.
Yes.
Too. That's cool. We're going to add a bunch more structure to it, and people, this is the cool thing, Brenda. If you don't, anybody that's new to the industry, you're going to actually be able to earn the CDAD designation on this trip. There's a lot of fun stuff that we do, like we do open bar parties. A lot of people like those. We do excursions, and we go to Jamaica and Grand Cayman Island. And you can do excursions with like myself or with Lee Honish or Bryant Tudis or many of your favorite speakers, asset managers that are going to be on. So it's really a great chance to really get up and close personal with people. We have all the same dinner seating, so we do a lot of fun. Anybody that hasn't checked it out yet, go and make sure you check and view our Facebook page, view some of our testimonials. Actually, you know what? Let me play a video testimonial. I love playing these things from our agents. So here's a 1-minute brief video testimonial here, guys. Let's listen up.
Hello, my name is Cindy Holmstrom. I am a broker in San Diego, California, and my husband Eric and I just got home from the Short Sale Symposium held aboard a beautiful Royal Caribbean cruise ship. The Short Sale Specialist Network did such a great job of combining a fantastic learning experience with the fun of a luxurious cruise. At first, I was a little surprised and a bit intimidated by the number of power agents aboard. But once I got that this was an amazing opportunity to learn from these agents, I became like a sponge trying to absorb it all. The classes were literally jam-packed with practical information that I was able to start using right away. They were taught by agents and other professionals who are in the trenches of this business. Everyone was so helpful and willing to share their experience. In addition, there were many opportunities to network both on and off the ship. I have been in real estate for over 20 years, and I've never experienced an event such as this. In fact, my husband, being how excited I was about all that I was learning, made the decision to get his real estate license so that we can work together in taking our business to the next level. We look forward to seeing everybody next year at the symposium.
All right, cool, guys. And you know what I'm going to do, too? Here's the thing. I got to do one more here. This is my favorite one here. This is Tamara Nzunza. She'll be out again this year, too. Oh, a little loud.
Man, what a trip. Hi there, I'm Tamara Nzunza coming to you from Alexandria, Virginia. I just got back from the Short Sale Symposium at Sea, an educational yet fun-filled cruise where top real estate agents from across the country put our heads together to help homeowners stop foreclosure. If you missed the boat, you missed out on quite a bit. Here's a sneak peek. Learning about industry trends, and most importantly, helping homeowners avoid foreclosure, then I want to see you next year at the Short Sale Symposium at Sea. Don't miss the boat.
All right, cool. What'd you think of that, Brenda? Pretty cool, huh?
Don't miss the boat. That is cool. I like that. Don't miss the boat. That's good.
I like what she said in there. She said,
that's good. Well, you know, I haven't gone.
I know. This is our third one, and you're like one of our old, not old-timer, but old-school agents in the Short Sale Specialist Network. So hopefully we can have out there as well.
Careful. That's old.
Yeah, not old, old school. That means
well, I haven't been able to. It hasn't been because I hadn't wanted to.
Oh, I know. I understand. I remember we've tried to recruit you out there before. Hopefully you can this year. But either way, it's a blast. So, you know, everybody that comes on there, it's impossible to go on this event and not leave with a wealth of new information. Even if you're a mega producing agent already, I mean, it's always great to learn what other agents are doing who are closing, you know, 100 deals or more a year. Brenda, how many transactions have you closed? Where are you at in the business? You get a lot done?
Short sales altogether, transactions. Oh,
we lost you for a second. Are you there, Brenda? Uh-oh. All right, guys, we might have lost Brenda. Are you there, Brenda?
No, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
There you go. We lost you for about 10, 15 seconds. You were talking about...
yeah, we're having something.
Volume. How many short sales have you done, you think?
200.
200, very good. So she's definitely one of the veterans. That's a better way to put it, right? So here's what we're going to do now.
Yes.
So I'd like to take a few minutes. If anybody has any questions, either and here's Brenda's main site, or one of her main sites. It's Rogers, Rogers, homes.com. You can see her new short sale lead machine site, which obviously we're still tweaking. It was just done today, literally, but consider it sold100.com. And again, anybody interested in getting direct assignments from the Short Sale Specialist Network, you're going to want to go here, look at this, www.shortsalehosting.com, HOSTING.com. That'll give you information about our short sale lead machine program. That's what's required to get direct listing assignments. You have to join this program. Or if you want to come on our cruise, the cool thing is guys, the pricing for the cruise is just like $404 per person right now, based on double occupancy. Plus, it's $350 for the symposium as well, for the conference, which includes everything, all the parties, T-shirts, tote bags, all the events and stuff that we do, and taking part in all the fun. So here's what we're going to do. At this time, we got a few more minutes here. We can handle any particular questions. If anybody wants to ask Brenda or myself any questions about stuff, you can go ahead and do that now. Feel free to. Or Brenda, do you have any other tips, tactics, techniques you can share with people, resources with agents on here? Because this is all for agents. This is about how to get more business, how to get more listings, and stuff like that. What would you, do you have any suggestions?
Well, about getting more listings, I would just say, most importantly, stay current, stay informed, know as much as you can about your seller before you have any funny surprises along the way. And just when you're working with the banks, when you get your foot in that door to become more connected and maybe to get more listings and just develop that whole network and relationship, just be professional. Be nice. It's business. Don't be impatient. They're as anxious to get their job done as you are for them to get it done. And I think there's a lot of impatience that goes on when expectations are not in line with the reality. So use the timelines that the loan servicers have, and it's even with the sellers that they have developed so that you can prepare expectations for everybody involved. And just put yourself out there in your community, participate in your place of worship or in some volunteers that have things to do with helping people who are in financial difficulty, which there are a lot of people in financial difficulty that need to know what their options are, because I think ignorance is the biggest problem with people who are in that position. And I didn't say stupid, I said ignorance, because as proactive as these banks are being, they can't be proactive when they won't answer the phone, open the mail, or answer the door.
Right.
So
well,
getting out there and making
really
a connection is important.
Well, I think the most important part of the short sale process, talking to top producing agents around the country and really just encouraging them and their businesses as well, the most important part of the short sale process happens before the property is listed, without a doubt. It's all about screening the sellers and preparing them for the process. And that's why I like, Lee Hanish's approach of really becoming more of an advocate for the homeowners. You want to educate them about the options that are available to them. You have to know this stuff, and the approach that you take with them, if you're more of, you don't have to sell them. You have to go in there and be knowledgeable, courteous, professional, compassionate. That's what they're looking for. And if you're somebody that presents themselves as an advocate who will look out for their interests, you're going to get the listing. You know, it's without a doubt. You can't really teach that in a designation. That's something you have to really have inside the core of you.
No, you're right.
And
it's
a character trait, you know.
That is absolutely right.
Let's talk at least so we can give people that are on the call
if you're thinking about
nugget. Let's spend like 3 minutes talking about screening sellers. You know, how do you screen them, and what are the kind of things that you talk to them about before you list their property?
Sure. Well, that's a great question, Mike. I'm glad you asked it. Just to touch briefly too back on your character trait, if you are thinking about getting the listing and you're not going in as 100% committed to being an advocate, and you're thinking about your commission, then you're not probably going to get the job. And even if you do, you're probably not going to do it very well. Because I think one of the most important things you have to have is the right attitude. You have to go in there as an advocate and be professional and courteous and knowledgeable. And screen them too. I try to get as much information as I can before I go and meet with them the first time. And that involves my title company. I have them do a deed and lien search because there can be a federal tax lien, there can be a property tax lien, which all have to be dealt with along the way, and you don't want to do that at closing because that's not going to happen. You need to know about credit card judgments because those will have to be released too. Just a full, really understanding of what kind of financial situation they really are in. I want to see it before I'm going to take it on and list it and send it to the bank. Are they really upside down? Are they really having a financial hardship? Or are they trying to do something more along the lines of strategic default, which is justifying in their mind that they're paying more for something than it's worth?
Well, we don't, you know, we'll screen them against that too. We don't like to list the property or do anything until we have a full short sale package in hand. That's critical for us. We want to have all the docs before we do anything. Some of the ways that, you know, just to screen them, and again, I've done whole hour webinars or more on just screening sellers. But, you know, Brenda started to mention, and really it's not talked about enough, but realtors are, in a lot of cases, they aren't the reasons why short sales fall through. It's the seller. It's the homeowner. I'm not a big fan of saying I've closed X percentage of short sales because the reason why most of them fall through is because of the sellers. And if you're, you know, maybe you take on some listings that you shouldn't, or you're too strict with screening them. But, you know, when you're screening a homeowner, you want to make sure that a homeowner really knows all of their options, and they know that, you know, a short sale is typically going to be in their best interest. So having a homeowner who's going to, a month or two into it, get a loan modification, that's a horrible candidate for a short sale. Having somebody that's about to do a bankruptcy and isn't committed to the process, short sale, is not good. So, you know, Brenda, I'm sure you'll agree, educating them, informing them, and most importantly, getting them committed to the process are some really critical steps that determine the whole outcome. Would you probably agree with that?
Yes, and I'm sure you have your, I absolutely agree with that. You probably have your little tests that you give that they don't really understand that's what's going on. But I'm a big fan of giving the that deadline, the arbitrary deadline. If I don't have this, and the banks have adopted my methods too, which I think is interesting. They're my methods, you know. If I need something in 48 hours, I'm going to tell you I need it in 12 hours. If you get it to me in 24 hours, now I know how we're going to roll. I know how this is going to go. And the first thing we're going to do is have a conversation about how that's not going to work for me. If you're going to take too long, I'm working as your advocate, and so it's very difficult for me to go to the bank that you're not talking to and say, well, they just couldn't quite get around to it because they had to go out to dinner. Or, you know, they're just not as committed, because there is no excuse. Regardless of whether there is one or not, there just really is no excuse for not being as prompt and productive because there's too many hands in the pie. You can't go slow. I refer to it sometimes as like dog years. Short sales are 1 day equals 7 days. If it takes you a day to turn it around, then the other person takes another day to turn it around, and the other person takes, before you know it, it's a week before anything is done. And when you're looking at a process that minimally takes from contract to approval 45 days, you can't do that. So we have to have a discussion about the dog years theory of short sales before we can do anything, and make sure that everybody understands that I'm not going to be happy with you if you are dragging your feet and not getting things to me, or getting things partially to me, like not all the pages of the bank statement because you don't think it's important to send the blank page, you know. So you really do have to have a pretty good idea of how committed your sellers are to the process, and words don't really convey that because they'll always tell you they're committed. Right. They show their commitment by providing what you ask them to give you right up front, whether you need it or not. You don't need the bank statements and the pay stubs until you have an offer, usually. At least that's always been the case. But I want to see if you can get those bank statements and pay stubs to me.
Absolutely.
Today.
Right, that's right. Well, better yet, when we get an offer in and time is of the essence, I don't want to be waiting for you to get me those bank statements and stuff. I want to already have them. But you know, you're absolutely right. Is timing is of the essence with everything. Of course, that's the old real estate term. But we really have to work to control this situation and appear to be in control when we're really not fully. We're not in control when it comes to servicers and lenders. But we have to show these homeowners that, look, we know what we're doing. No. We are in control. You can trust us. You can count on us. We're here to help you out of your bad situation and get on with your life and get a fresh start with stuff. Brenda, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and officially call this a Mastermind webinar. I want to thank you so much for being part of this, Brenda. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you at the Short Sale Symposium at Sea Cruise Conference on April 25th, hopefully. Thanks again, everybody, and have a blessed.
Yes, I know. You don't believe me, do you? I have to be committed. I'll go make my reservations now. Soon. You have a blessed day too, sweetie. I've enjoyed it. Thank you. It was an honor and a privilege, and thank you so much.
No problem, Brenda. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.